episode on trust, belief, and faith. We start all our episodes out with a quote, and this episode's quote, is going to start out with this one. None of us know what might happen even in the next minute, yet we still go forward. Because we have trust, because we have faith. Faith, in my opinion, okay, I'm going to try to get that out of me. Faith has to do with religion. I don't talk about religion, especially on this show, so we're going to stick with trust and belief.
So if we do spew out the word faith at all over this episode, just know we're not referring to the religious faith.
I'm talking about trust and belief. I'm not getting into religious. I'm not getting into politics. I'm not getting into religion on this show. Trust and belief allows things to work out, in my opinion. Trust and belief allows us to turn the next page. By having trust or belief in something, it allows us to get through the hard times because we can worry about what we need to do and what our expectations are, our obligations are, our roles are. And if you believe in anything else, right? Karma, whatever, what you do, what you put out, it comes back to you. So if I do my role, I fulfill my obligations, I treat people right, the cards are going to fall where they may. And more than likely, if karma is right, if I did some good stuff, it'll all come back to me in a good way. That's where my trust and belief lies. The fact that I can just be at ease, not make this bullshit anxiety, thinking about all these other little things in this world that I want to happen that I literally cannot control. I cannot control any of that. What I can control is what's on my plate, what is my role, what's my obligations, what is expected of me by my peers, my fellow citizens, my society members, classmates, teammates, whatever. What can I do in my role? I'm gonna trust everything else is gonna fall out.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's just do it on a small scale, right? The football team, there's 11 people on the field, right? 11 people on the field. In order to win that play, or even further win that game, right? You have one role out of 11. All you have to do is do your role, bro. Mm-hmm. And you have to trust that the other 10 guys are going to do their role too, so you get that play. You got the yardage, right? You won the game. You focused on you. You focused on your role, and you have no anxiety about anybody else. Today, man, I'm a wide receiver. I'm going to make that crack block on that linebacker, and my running back, as I trust him, he is going to get his ass outside behind me, off my butt, and he is going to be down the sideline, storing that TD, that lineman is going to pull, and he's going to, pick up that corner that I left, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to do my part. I have trust and belief in the rest of my teammates to do their part too, and the cards are going to fall where they may, and everything is going to be great.
Yep, and if they don't fall through, it's because somewhere along that line, one of the other people, they messed up that role, which isn't a big deal because you still did your part. You still blocked. You don't have any anxiety because you're like, hey, I was there. I was ready. Next play, we got it.
Now you might be disappointed. Now you might be disappointed because you love the team and you want the team to get yardage. You want the team to win, but you didn't have any expectations for that running back. Mm-hmm. You know what his job is to do? It's to get 3 to 6 yards, and that's what you want him to do, but he doesn't. He gets sacked behind the line. Mm-hmm. Somebody missed their role.
Or the other team just had an exceptional defense.
Absolutely, they did the thing. But you had no expectations except for yourself. I'm going to go make that crack block. I'm going to do my block, and all the other 10 guys are going to do their role too. If we all think like that, we're going to be 11 people separately running as one unit, one solid freaking unit of trust and belief in each other.
And the odds of that solid unit of trust team winning are way higher than if one of those people that did their role that one time and then they see one of their teammates messed up, they're just start throwing that negativity at them. Come on, man. You're screwing up the play. We had it. If you do that, you have the opposite of faith in your team. You should be literally saying, hey, we got a next one, man. I know that it was just a fluke. We're good.
I was just going to say that. So then,
no way to have a good team.
They're all single units of trust. All 11 of you guys trusting each other, playing hard. And then, yes, you get that sour apple. And that one guy has no trust in anybody.
Spoil it.
And not even does he damper everyone else's game. He dampers his own game, bro. He's so focused on everybody else's task, everyone else's roles, everyone else's obligations and expectations that he can't even focus on himself. This team's such bullshit, man. I should be way better than these guys. I am better than these guys. I should be way out of here, etc., etc. And your mind goes different places. One man cannot make a team, but one man surely can break a team.
I agree with that. So let's take that to life.
To life.
You have one sour apple that's in your life group, too much, in your group, whoever you're spending your time with. Yeah. You have one sour apple. Whether or not you're good at handling people or not being affected by them, that one sour apple, too much time being around them will affect you. Like you're immediately like losing faith in yourself or in faith of life, because that sour apple has no faith, or they just whatever they're doing it's spoiling it. Like it's infectious.
And we're not going to get too into it, but I have moved 2 times in the last year from 2 different apartments because I had a sour apple in my unit, and I was like, bro, I'm out. Call me petty.
Sour apple can mean many different things.
Oh yeah.
And
call me petty, call me stupid, but I know the importance of having good apples around you, bro.
And good environment.
And good environment.
Which we'll talk about.
We'll have an episode on environment too, the importance of, people around you. But having one sour apple can ruin everything, take you down, bro. It's, like you said, no matter how freaking strong you think you are, bro. No matter how strong you think I know my role, I know my obligations, I'm just going to do what I got to do. Bro, it starts to consume.
You know what I've realized?
What's that?
Just because like life sucks sometimes, life beats people up.
Yeah, life is. I think it's great. But
as much as I am a good,
there's a lot of rough stuff in life.
Yeah.
But I've been learning to embrace that shit.
I've realized this recently. As much as I'm a good apple, just ripe and red, ready to go. You are too. There's no way.
Ripe and red.
There's no way that my good apple could not like leak out a little bit of sourness here and there into different things happening in my life. And I've realized that as much time as I spend with these other good apples, who I know are good people, they have good intentions and everything, as much as I spend my time with them, I can't expect that I will not get some sourness back from time to time. I'm going to get that sour bite out of that person.
Yeah.
And that, just like not expecting that to happen, just expecting it wouldn't, let me down. I got let down. And I realized like even the closest people I'm with, I'm still just not going to be perfectly happy with everything that they do. There's going to be those little bites of sour out of them that just like throw me off my game. Yeah. And it's not good. I've been doing better at it now, but again, I guess it's all your circumstances, because I have the ability to get away because I've been spending a lot more time with my family. But if I do get over the top, I just go to the gym, I get away, or I can come here, I can go to school, I can get away. But like just spending too much time with somebody can cause you to turn to a sour apple, bro. And then they don't have that expectation or even belief that you act like that, and then you act like that, and then you ruin their mood. They start throwing the sour juice on you, and then next thing you know, you're spewing sour juice.
The sour juice. What do you think of what I was saying earlier? I have it written down once again, I guess. Believing if I do my part that everything else will work out.
I think that's true, but it might. No way it's going to work out exactly how you expect or how you foresee. It's just unforeseeable. So I think
you just said the word. You just said the word, exactly how you expect.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta do a whole episode or a whole freaking series on expectations, bro. I think I was talking a lot about it recently. Gratitude, finding motherfucking gratitude. How many times have I talked about it? Waking up and saying that. Finding gratitude in life. And then 2 is dropping your expectations on life. If you get those 2 freaking things down, bro, we've talked about these 2. If you get those 2 things down, you are destined to be one happy camper.
But then you're also you need expectations about some stuff.
To yourself.
Exactly.
So where do you think so? Because Age tried to question me on that. Because he said, he wasn't hating or anything. He was just asking what I really thought. Because he's like, when you talk about friends and everything else, I get it. But what about a relationship? Or what about this or that? And he's like, where do you have to set expectations? What do you think?
I think no matter what, you need expectations on yourself.
Yep.
Okay. Hands down.
I talk about that.
That's necessary. I don't know if maybe you might need expectations on certain situational things. Like you and your roommates hold each other to certain expectations, whether it be expectations around living together, not impeding on each other's lives, like working together well. Like you need expectations like, hey, we clean up our dishes after we use them. Like that's just a rule we're all going to decide before we move in here. Like you use a plate, you wash it right after, just because then we don't have to worry about it. That could be an expectation you hold. So besides things that are set and agreed upon within a group, the only expectations I think should be held on yourself. And that can leak into say career-wise. You're working at a company, it's awesome, you're working there for 2 years, but then someone treats you very poorly, and within that time you've developed the skills to where you can say, that wasn't fair, that wasn't right, and this company does not know what they have right now. I'm out. Because I had an expectation that I would not get treated like that here. Gone. So you can that's still you're holding that on yourself though. That you expect to get a certain thing in return based on what you're giving.
Mm-hmm.
So I think expectations can kind of leak around, but they're mainly just come back to you. But I think that expectations and faith or belief also can cause problems, because if you just have belief and trust in your life and in yourself, and just everything's going to work out great, and you have this goal or this vision in mind, and you just believe it's going to get there, but then you don't hold yourself to the necessary expectations you need in order to get to that point, faith and belief and trust is not going to do it all on its own. Without like the expectations and the self-discipline and all of that time you dedicate to becoming the person that will get there, the trust and faith will not get you the whole way. I truly don't think that.
I agree with that. I'm slowly, you have me thinking there. I'm trying to, this is going to be, I feel like I'm going to be very hypocritical in the next 30 minutes here. Holy shoot, this is hard. That's okay. This is my thought. Okay. I like to talk macro and micro scales. So like, one, expectations for yourself, belief and trust in yourself. You have to set expectations for yourself, but this is where they lie. This is the border. You set expectations for yourself that you're gonna go out there, you're gonna treat people right.
Yep.
Whatever morals you hold, you're gonna treat people right.
That's a given.
What else? You are gonna work as hard as you can to your ability. Somebody down the road, it works way harder than you. He likes to work 17 hours a day. He likes to go balls to the wall, do whatever he needs to do, get his shit done. Okay, that's fine. Don't compare yourself to anyone else.
Yep.
What is your limits? You push your limits every single day. You work hard, right? You do the best that you can do. You try to achieve whatever you can achieve. But that's where the line draws to this achievement. Because what if you say, this is where I get different. What if you say, okay, well, I'm gonna make $150,000 a year. That's me. That's where my expectations are for myself. That's the type of man I am, and I'm gonna have this type of house and this type of car. Those three things right there, you are literally setting yourself to. Those are all external forces. There is no way you know that you're gonna make $150,000, right? Like you don't. That's not promised at all. No way that's promised. Even if you have your own business or whatever you're doing, that's not promised for you to make $150,000 a year. You want a nice house. You want this big ass house. Yep. What if there was a brand new law, 2025, they said no more houses like that can ever be made in this world. Ever again. Oh, that car you want, Ferraris, shut down. They can never be driven or manufactured forever. Now, these are obviously very unplausible things, but that's out of your control. But what isn't out of your control is going back to the two that I had. Treating people right to whatever morals you stick to. Treating people the right way. Being a good member of society. And two, working your ass off and working to the max of your limits, whatever it is. Those are the two expectations I always say set for yourself. Because everything else, if you start setting these external forced, expectations, these material type things, things you think you can possess. Even talking about, I want to be a dad. Don't set that fucking expectation for yourself. Okay, back before we say that, I apologize for swearing. I'm trying to clean this up. I'm trying to clean this show up a little bit. So we're not gonna be talking like that. I apologize. Maybe I might even bleep that out. I'm too lazy. Not gonna bleep that out, but it's not gonna happen again. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, kids. So yeah, even saying I want to be a dad. That's awesome, dude. That is so awesome for you. That's great. I love that you want to do that. But what if you never meet the woman that you want to have kids with, or all women get extinct, boom.
Or you find out you can't.
Right? You can't be your own, you know what I'm saying? Or and adoption's illegal, so you can never, ever have a kid of your own. Like, those are all external. I really believe you cannot set those expectations. You have nothing to do with that. That is, again, going back to belief and trust. Do your part, treating people right, treating society right, being a good freaking person in society, and then working hard to whatever that is. The guy, people argue this all the time, right? The guy who works construction 10 hours a day versus the guy who's the rock, right? Who's an entertainer. They both work super freaking hard in my book. And everyone will say, well, the Rock is obviously a great example. Let's say Zac Efron, right? Because people, the Rock's so freaking, ridiculous. But people are like, I work 10 hours a day on a construction site. This guy does 16-hour sets acting. That guy doesn't work hard. Yes, he does. He works really, really hard. It's just two totally different types of zones you guys are working in, right? Work your hardest. Push your limits. Max your limits out whenever you can, man. Work hard and be a good person. Those are the two expectations for yourself. I believe you have, whatever else it is. Hey, and then, I guess you can make, And see, this would be hypocritical. I was thinking about lifting. I'm like, if you have an expectation for yourself, you want to squat 500 pounds, get out there and squat 500 pounds. But don't have that expectation that you're going to squat 500
you're
pounds.
Going to get to that.
But have that expectation. You're going to go out and work for that shit.
Yeah.
You're going to try so hard.
Which sucks because it's like, honestly, you shouldn't even have the word try in anything you ever say in your life. Like
you either do or you do not.
Yeah.
There is no try.
Yeah.
Yoda.
Star Wars.
Yoda. I think that's right.
But and my parents have told me this, eliminate the word, one of the people I look up more to, anything. He said, eliminate the word try from any sentence you've ever say in your life, and success will be your trailer. That's
Boom.
what he said to me.
I like that.
And it just stuck with me because it's so true. If you're saying I'm gonna try do this, I'm gonna try do that, it's literally gonna freaking contagious.
It's already subconscious in you.
It's subconscious. Yeah. It's gonna branch out into everything in your life. Yeah. And are you really gonna try? Are you really gonna
go do it?
And dude, the expectations thing, I think there could be a different word. I think you could have I don't even know what the word would be, but not having an expectation, but a hope maybe. I hope that this happens. Which comes to belief and faith and everything, but if you're having expectations for your coworkers and your job and your friends and all this stuff, you're going to get let down. You're going to be disappointed because you expected it. But if you just hope, who cares? At least if you're getting let down because you hoped and it didn't work out, at least you didn't expect it. You just hoped it. You have to have some sort of cushion away from the expectations to where what you want to happen externally, when it doesn't, because it won't 100% of the time, you won't be crushed. Mm-hmm. That's the only way to be expecting.
Literally, the next line I have is talking the differentiation between hope and then belief. And I like what you were doing there with hope, because I believe hope is a negative thing, but you literally just turned hope into a positive. You're like, okay, so it's not a negative thing, I should say. I'll read what this is how I differentiate between those two. In my opinion, I think hope is hoping things work out without much effort. While
that's where it's a problem.
While faith and belief is you doing, like we said many times, all you can do, and then letting the cards fall where they may. But you played a role in, whatever. So I like that you said that, though. You said, I'm not taking expectations, and I don't want no faith or belief or anything in this. I'm gonna, but maybe that's even getting back to it, because you just say
it's just trying to remain optimistic.
Just
you can't
being
no, they're not gonna do crap.
I honestly, you know what? I hope that for them. I hope they pull through, and we're doing a project together, right? Mm-hmm. We 50-50. I really hope that guy's gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But just so I know, because this is my grade too. None of you guys will do this. I've done this plenty of times in my life. I had their whole entire stuff that they needed to do. I had it written down somewhere, just in case. And just in case they never pulled through. And if they didn't pull through, I'd be like, oh, sign that up, and I would make sure their name's not on there. I'm not giving no credit for it.
Oh, they let me down, but at least I did it.
But I had no expectation for you to do it. I honestly thought you'd do it because I thought you want that grade, so I hoped that you do it. But I didn't give any effort. I did not reach out to you and be like, hey man, you should do your project. I didn't give any effort. I just did my part. And then
you'd rather just keep that effort going when it's already going strong on your part.
On my own part.
You already have all this momentum. You've crushed your part.
It took me 30 minutes to do your part of the slide. I could have easily texted you 3 times and taken up 30 seconds total to text me, hey man, do your part. Done it. But no, I didn't want to do it. No, I don't want to do that. Because then by me texting you means I put action in there. Meaning I started to build expectations that you would respond and then do your part of the project. Mm-hmm. But I don't care, man. I don't care what you do. This is a partner project. It's supposed to be 50-50. But I'm going to go over the balls to the wall. So then I can have something to complain about. I'm like, that guy's a piece, dude. That guy won't work at all because I have my work done. Versus if I would not have had that done and then would have turned in 50% done, it's just all my job. I literally don't feel like you have the right to complain. You did your work, and he didn't do his work, but you also could have done it, man. You had plenty enough time. Extra,
yeah.
Easy. You could have got all the points. Maybe that teacher had been nice and even give you extra credit. Don't just, I like that. Yeah. I believe hope is giving no effort, just hoping thing happens, and then faith is setting actions behind your expectations in a way. Not your expectations, but letting the cards put action behind what your role is, and then letting the cards follow them.
Here's what my problem lies, where I feel like in order to actually have a serious level of success, you need to believe in whatever you're doing. You need to believe and trust that whatever you're doing is right, and that it will lead to something greater or another stepping stone forward towards success, whatever that is to you.
I agree with that.
So I think you need it. I think you need faith and belief and trust, whatever you want to call it. But like, you can't get hung up on like maintaining that and having that if you don't have all of the stuff like necessary, like disciplined on yourself first, like in life. So for instance, for you, like you have a certain amount of personal like habits, like self-discipline and routine to where you stick to. So therefore, like if you have faith and belief of like, I'm gonna hit this weight goal for myself this year, I'm gonna hit these goals in the gym, like A, B, and C. These are my gym beliefs, like my goals. And you believe they're gonna happen because A, you have the habit to back it up. You're going every day, and it's like, okay, it's a couple months out, and you're like, oh, I'm not there yet. I know how much I've worked the past 3 months. I only have 2 left, and I need to go like double as hard as I was. Uh-oh. But at least you know, because it's not like you don't work out ever, and you're just believing it's gonna happen. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. And I think people like, they have a problem of just like believing it's all gonna work out. Like whether they're brought up that way and they're like, they were taught like, oh, be optimistic, like everything will work out in the end, like it doesn't work out, but a new way will, whatever it may be. That's like a poison.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like it's literally a sickness.
Bad.
It's bad. So you can be the most optimistic, happiest person in the world.
People who literally spend every single dime they've ever made, just like, oh, it's just money, man. It's all gonna come back. It's all gonna come back.
And I have that same problem, dude.
Because dad and mom has been working and put some money in your pocket, man. And it's not gonna just come back one day.
My problem is because I know that there's ways to make money that I would way rather like go about spending my time doing to make the money in those ways that I haven't even secured for myself yet. But I know that it's possible to do it in those ways. So I'd rather like somehow just like hope and believe that that's going to just happen really quickly with the amount of effort I'm putting in, and that I'll be fine until then without making money the hard way.
So this is a good spin-off then. So when is too much faith and too much trust, right? When does that get bad? Because I was thinking like what you're saying, dude, I can tell you how many times I literally had a whole day free and I just go downstairs, get drunk, and eat food all day because I literally have so much trust in myself. I'm like, Marsh, you're oh my God, sorry for swearing. You're a man. Like you're a boss. Like you are gonna be doing whatever this thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Is that literally because, like you're saying, I have these habits that I know tomorrow's gonna come up? I got blasted last night and I literally got up. I was at the gym at what? I Snapchat you at 9 a.m. Like that's just what I do.
It might be.
Is it because I have those habits? I'm like, dude, my habits are going to continue and continue and continue. I'm good. Or is it because I'm so ego inflated sometimes? I'm like, you're the man. You're the rock, baby.
You know,
you are the man.
I think that from what I know about you, I don't think it's like ego inflation or just like you think, oh, I'm the man, like no matter what, whatever. If you think any of those things, it's because you know you have the habits to do them or because you know what you're capable of. But the problem is, take someone who doesn't have those habits. Take like myself, for instance. I'll just throw myself out there like open book. Okay. I don't have as much habits built as I want to. I'm not as disciplined as I want to. Like everyone can know this. I don't care.
You shouldn't.
I like whoever's listening. I suck. Baby. I suck right now.
Yeah.
Like literally I suck in my life right now. Just so everyone knows.
This is it.
So my habits that I'm working on, so to speak, but I'm lazy about, I suck. Those habits, without those, I still believe more than I should. And it screws me up. I literally think because I know what I'm capable of, but yet not even doing, because I know what I'm capable of, I slack. Like I give myself a break and I use like the knowledge of how capable I feel as an excuse to be lazy, as an excuse to not knock down those routines yet, to not be so self-disciplined that I have the type of confidence that you do, where you get drunk for a night, you're like, oh, I got it, I'm the man, I'm a boss, baby. For me, it's like I don't do it, and it's like, hey, man, I know if I really dig deep, I can. It's not like, it's like I know if I really set that expectation for myself tomorrow, I'll do it. Mm-hmm. So it's like I can say that stuff to me, but even if I don't do it, I'm like, oh, it might still work out somehow. Like I could still pull it together. I can save myself, or like I might close that door, but I'll find another one. Like it can be literally a never-ending hole of letting yourself down. I'm so bad at letting myself down because I bank on the fact that I have it in me. It's a curse, dude. Like it's something that I could easily fix if I pull out what I'm capable of. But because I feel it in there, regardless of whether or not I show it, I just like it screws me up.
And you and I talk about 180s a lot, and what I mean by that is that we think things in life, big changes in life, there's a switch that's flipped one day. You wake up and you're a totally different person. You literally just hit a 180. And I remember we talked about this before. I remember I used to say this to you guys, because I remember I was literally I was talking to my mom about all this stuff literally 4 days ago. My mom's like, I was telling my mom, I was like, I remember when I was getting picked on for school because I worked out too much, right? I worked 3-4 hours a day. I would eat super healthy. I was getting picked on for eating chicken when everyone else was eating pizza. Like, they were picking on me for that, and et cetera, et cetera. And I never, ever, I was egotistic, but it was all in my head. I never said anything to anybody. I never tried to put somebody down, be like, yo, I'm better than you. I'm a bigger guy than you. I'm more healthier than you. But I would get made fun of. Once, it just has to show their insecurities, and they're like, Jesus, I wish I could do that. But two, I remember saying it all the time because I know the importance of creating a habit, and now we'll get into this more.
It's huge.
And I say, I'm doing this now, guys, because you guys think, and I'm asking this for you too, if you're thinking this, because you guys think you're going to turn 26 one day, you're going to have graduated school 2 years ago, then you were lazy for 2 years, you were finding who you are, and you think, you just switch one day? I don't believe that. That's not how I think. I was just wondering, like, if you think, you're just like, one day it's going to hit me, dude, and I'm like, whatever. But there's been plenty of 180s in my life. I literally quit marijuana like that. It was a 180 one day. Just bam, done. And the reason I was saying about those habits is I literally have created those habits for this is not bragging. This is just true. I created those habits for so long. I've been working out in the gym for 7 years that even if I am going to get plastered and eat so much food all day, you can ask my parents. I guarantee I went to the gym for 2 hours that day. Guarantee. That's my base. That's my base minimum. That is on a day that I'm going to get plastered. So Thursday. That's today, right? That's today. Wink, wink. Thanksgiving. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. So today, Thursday, the 28th of 2019 of November, Thanksgiving, I will wake up. I woke up and I went to the gym for 2 hours, and I came home and the family came home by noon. We turned on football. I ate a bunch of shitty food and got drunk, but I went to the gym. I didn't go for 2 hours. I don't know why I'm saying 2 hours. I go to the gym for an hour max. I don't go to the gym for 2 hours. So I went to the gym for an hour. I probably came home and did some homework.
Maybe and then, twice a day.
Yeah, I do 2 a days, but it's not all working out. I'm not just a yokter, but yeah, I like to stretch and be functional too. But anyway, yeah, I believe the importance of making habits. And I believe like work ethic habits and like disciplinary habits. Those are so hard. They are not just switches. You don't just go. Even people who go to the boot camps, they don't just switch one day like, 6 a.m. runs, let's do this. No, man, it takes weeks for that to grind into their mind.
Dude, what you've just said. So true. And it's like, it's literally just plain as day. You believe in the importance of habits so much that everyone sees it, or if they don't, they're blind. Because I've known you for how many years now? A lot.
Yep, probably 5
years. Okay, that's one thing that you've always had that's way better than anyone else I know. At least especially in our age, even some adults. Your habits, your belief in the importance of habits shines like it's like a diamond of your personality, because you get stuff done. You like have such a like disciplined mentality around not letting yourself down when it comes to your habits of these things need to be done, because otherwise I'm not being Marsh. Like I'm not pushing my life in a positive direction each day. And I loved what you said, the finding who you are. I spent 2 years finding who I was and being lazy. Dude, okay, I think that's some real stuff. You need to find who you are.
I've done that too.
We both have.
But I was working.
But there's a problem with it.
Yeah.
You can literally spend all the time you want finding who you are. But the odds are, while you're doing that, you're not going to be doing a lot else.
Yep.
If you're focused really hard on finding
you will
who
be
you
doing
are,
a lot else. It's a bunch of drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, you're going to be getting messed up to find
and jerking
out who you
off and sex. That's what it is.
whatever you're doing to find who you are, like you're actually, there might be a light at the end of the tunnel and you find who you are, so to speak, but there's a lot of bad things that come along with that.
Dude, go ahead. You talk. You're talking.
Like my problem is I found out who I was, spent a lot of time doing it. Lots of time, like 2, 3, 4 years, finding out who I was. Found out who I was. And then literally had this this invisible switch that we've talked about, felt it, because I found out who I was so deeply that I was like, I need to just turn it on. Like, I have it in me. I need to just turn it on. And then boom, expected that with that feeling, that powerful, I know it. I got the switch flipped. Like, that powerful feeling, dude, that like consumed me for months because I was so excited about feeling that way. That let me down because I just thought that immediately like could transfer over to my daily habits. And that's where I was disappointed because I thought, oh, if I feel like this and if I stick to this feeling, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to bust stuff out, I'm going to do this and that and this. I'm going to be at the gym an hour a day all of a sudden every single day for weeks, and I'm on, baby. Like, no looking back. No, because guess what? All of these bad habits that I've been building the past 2 to 4 years when I was finding who I was, those are still there, and those are way stronger than a mentality that happened overnight.
And that's a good transition, because I want to talk about, yes, I believe in the importance of habits, but I believe in the importance of productive and good habits. I believe we're all habitual, right? Some people, how many people listen to this? The first thing they do in the morning is they open their phone. That's a habit. You're used to that. And then you get out there, you go to the bathroom, you take your pee. And then you get back in your bed and you're on your phone for another 30 minutes. Then you go downstairs, you pull yourself a bowl of cereal, the same bowl of cereal you always pour. And then guess what you do? You go sit down on that chair in your living room because you like that, and you go back on your phone. That's your habit. And then you literally just wasted an hour of your whole entire morning being lazy, being reactive. You're not thinking about stuff for the day. You're being reactive to what was going on in social media. So I believe in the power of good habits, because I also have a really bad habit right now.
Or of how you're feeling too.
My parents, my mom even called me on it. She's like, you have to stop day drinking. I've had a habit for the last month or so of day drinking. I will go to the gym. I'll go to the gym around 9. I will come back by 10:30, 11, showered up. I will start doing homework or whatever until about 1 when my fast is broken. So I am empty. I have not eaten something in 16 hours. So I'll go downstairs, take a pull of Jameson, and I'll just take a pull of Jack Daniels, and I'll be like, whoa, and I'm tipsy, and I'll come upstairs, my mom will have an omelet made for me, I'll make myself some chicken, and I'll be like fat, loaded up, like I have so much freaking food, I have to carry a baking sheet tray downstairs. I have to carry a baking sheet tray with all my plates because I have so much freaking food.
Oh, God.
That's what habit of mine right now, too. And then I'll fall asleep, right? I'll take a nap from like, let's say eating and nap all the way till 2:30. Then I'll wake up, do some more homework, stretch out a little bit, go back to the gym by 5, come home, homework, popcorn, chamomile tea, bed. I've been day drinking, like literally been day drinking for probably the last 50 days in a row. I got bad habits too because I'm habitual. It's not that I even enjoy day drinking.
It came out of nowhere.
I do not. And it did come out of nowhere. It really came out of nowhere. That's the most disappointing thing about it, is that it came out of nowhere. Oh no, but did it though? We talked about this. I was pretty sad, and that's why I started drinking, and now it's turned into this habitual day drinking.
In the beginning, because,
I'm not retired,
dude. It's got to be like something emotional, because like my bad habits they've got it. I guarantee you, it's emotional.
No, see what I think it is for me, and for everybody, for whatever you have to figure out too. It's a vice, dude. It's our vices, and vices have to do with our unwillingness to delay gratification.
Yep. Okay.
That's what it has to do.
Yep. So. And that's why I was saying like it's emotional, dude. Because like I'll just be like stressed out, or I'll like think in the back of my mind, like I'll hear like a little voice crying like, hey man, like read a book right now, or like study, or do your stuff. But then like up at the front of it, I'll go back to that, like my conscious present awareness, and I'm like, I'm stressed out. I'm a little emotional about this stuff way in the back that's whispering at me. I haven't been doing it right now. Another day won't hurt. And then boom, like grabbing my phone, playing a game, or like turning on the TV and just like numbing it.
How many times?
Just numbing it out.
How many times in your life have you done like tomorrow? Yeah. Another day won't hurt. Tomorrow I'll get back on track.
Dude, it sucks.
Oh my God.
It sucks.
We tend to do what we did yesterday. That's a habit right there, man. We tend to do what we did yesterday. We were like, oh man, I've been doing it for the last 14 days. One more day. And tomorrow we're going to change.
And like just thinking that you can push this stuff like further forward. And I've gotten lucky enough to where like that big opportunity I have right now, this sales job that I have. So yeah, technically we're both jobless because I haven't finished my like basically introductory courses and licensing, all this stuff to be working the job yet, but I do have the job. Literally, the amount of times that I've pushed it forward, like a week or 2 or 3 weeks, just push. Because in the moment, I was not building the right habits, sticking to them, and doing one day after the next of studying and being successful and carrying and stringing those good habits and good days together. All that non-existent.
See, I think I've been in this a lot. I think that goes to show your and mine how white we are, how privileged we are, and how lucky we are to have been born to the families we have and the where we're around. Because we can sit around for weeks. I should be pointing at me. We can just sit around for weeks, getting drunk in the middle of the day, hardly even advancing myself, and still everything's great. I got all these lights. I'm on my computer. It's all charged. I got this, costly podcasting studio. When there's other people in many different parts, even in the United States, many different parts that they have to work every day. They don't have that freaking choice to be lazy and not delay gratification. They have to delay gratification. That's what they have to do. Otherwise, they will end up in the streets, homeless.
Yep.
That literally right
and
there.
And I think that once you see the homelessness coming in the freaking the headlights,
I went
you're
off
like,
on the last episode on Can You Create Happiness. It was literally just me. It was a solo, and I went off on privilege.
Creating happiness?
No, yeah, Can You Create Happiness? And I went off on privilege because I would talk about privilege and then therefore finding gratitude. It's like, I'm like, are you serious? Oh, like I was saying, oh my God, Marsh, you don't have water pressure? Oh, boo-hoo. You got some bad water pressure at your cabin. you're getting plenty of water to get yourself clean. I literally start getting mad. I'm like, dude, stop. You're making yourself sick. And you got, oh my God, the snow's starting to pile up. It's getting snowy out there. And then people are like, oh, my car won't start. Oh, I got a dead battery. You got a dead battery in a freaking car? Ooh, whoopty freaking doopty.
At least you have a car.
At least you have a car. Man up. Go get someone to jump that goddamn shit and stop complaining, man.
Yeah.
There are people who, literally, I was saying, oh, I'm going off again. Literally, there are a third of the entire world. I was listening to a podcast. Do not quote me on this. I should have said it last time too. This guy is he's the 5 Hour Energy guy. He's the creator of 5 Hour Energy. He's very passionate about doing legitimate energy now for like people who don't have energy, because in like putting like bikes in people's homes so they can like 5 family members can bike 30 minutes a day and then have energy to power the whole entire house. Like he's really cool.
That's cool.
And there's a third of the entire world that doesn't have electricity, and even more don't have access to clean drinking water. People are like, we'll never run out of water, the water cycle. You privileged ass white person from the United States. It's not about the water cycle, you dumbass. It is about people having access to clean, fresh drinking water. We are so privileged and blind, man. And I'm not yelling at you, man. I catch myself too. It just, as you were saying it, as you were talking about yourself there, I literally was hearing me. I'm like, how privileged and
dude, I have a problem with it. Like it's a major problem, because I think that so many people are like that grow up less fortunate than us. They don't have as much like just set for them. Like they don't have hot water and all this stuff. Like they want that. Like they're like grow up, and it might spark a hunger to get those better opportunities and get that better circumstances for themselves, and they might be better off. But it also might be the opposite, because you were grown up that way. You have all these better connections and all these better opportunities just like in your life because you came from more of a privileged lifestyle. So it can come both ways. Like there's the people that they come from that where we're at, we're privileged and we have all these things and we take it all for granted, and then it takes literally being in jail for 2 years before you come out of it and you're like, damn, man, I need to go.
So that's where I was going to say. I
met someone.
I was going to say, what we need to do is have our hope ripped from us. Because that's what we're doing. We're not doing anything. We're not believing or trusting in anything. We are just hoping. We're like, hey, we know what our parents do. We know what your stepdad does. We're like, we got connections. We're white people in central Minnesota. We are privileged. We can do whatever we want. We can sit around forever and no one's gonna say shit to us, and we're still gonna be fine because we hope. We need some of our hope just to be smacked out of our face.
How much time am I gonna waste because I just hope and because I believe?
If we really think that it's all gonna happen, why can't we just go out and get that shit right now?
That's why it's negative.
Go get that shit right now and be like, oh, look it, we retired at 26 because we came from a privileged background and we didn't take it for granted. We started at the top, so we just skyrocketed right away instead of sitting at the top and be like, oh, I'm at the top. We're, central Minnesota white pricks.
We're not at the point where we're just like, oh, my parents put $500,000 in my account.
Boom.
No. I wish.
That'd be awesome.
I wish that I'd be driving around in a freaking Lambo. But at the same, dude, it's just like, I'm at a point where I've had so much like belief and hope and optimism my whole life to where like anyone that knows me knows that I'm just a happy, optimistic person. It's come to a point where I need to lay low on that, and I need to pick it up on the expectations and like discipline, because it's biting me in the butt. It's literally to the point where, like I said, I've been pushing my super good opportunity I have right out 1 week push, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then it's a month, 2 months behind schedule of where I already could have been. I haven't even done something yet. I think one of the...
Did something happen to you too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. You can keep talking.
There we go. I think something happened to where I literally have this opportunity and it's gone. Like it's still there. I'm barely holding on to it. But like I'm barely holding on to this opportunity, but the ease that it could get taken from me right now is so aware to me. Like it's so prevalent compared to in the beginning when it was fresh. And what'll happen is I'll slack, feel like crap about it the whole time. One day of bad habits after the next, and then I'll get to this point where it's like I get a call from like my pre-licensing recruiter person who's supposed to be helping me like make sure I'm studying good and getting everything on track and I'm meeting my deadlines. She calls me, hey, just calling to check up on your course, like how much progress you've made, this and that. Instantly my mental shifts into like emergency save your life mode, and I'm just all of a sudden like, oh yeah, hi, like I've been going through some struggling, I've been going through some hard things and kind of still adapting and doing all this, and it's just like excuse, all this bull crap, just to where I don't blow it. And it's like just saving my butt. And then it's like, okay, sweet. I pulled myself together in that like 10-20 minute conversation, got myself another 2 weeks, baby. And then it's like, oh, right back to doing nothing. And then it's like then it's like, okay, I got 1 week, I got to get this course finished. Okay, cheat, get the course done. Bang. Oh, I finished my course, I'm taking the test. Oh, barely tried. Like studied for hours trying to learn all this material that I should have known because I should have done it the right way. But I just like, privileged as I am, just like, oh, I can just go on Quizlet or whatever and just like get through the course that way. Quizlet. And then, dude, it's just like the point where it's like, how good of an opportunity needs to be sitting in front of you for you to not blow it, or to like I don't know what it is. It's literally where I know that if I mess this opportunity up, I will be like depressed. Like I will be so sad with myself. But I'm doing nothing to guarantee that that doesn't happen. Besides the bare minimum, which might not be good enough.
It might not.
The belief isn't like, it's literally a curse. Like strong belief is a curse for me.
It can be. Oh, just Jesus, like the
Fox 9 at night.
Fox 9 at night. Hey, if y'all listen to this, just check it out once on YouTube. Like this new studio was nice, and I love the lights. So for the last 15 minutes here, we're gonna take a little bit different route and talk a lot about trust and belief in a different route. That you guys are like, what did he just say?
We don't know what we're talking about. We're all over the place.
So Lily, trust is evident and 100% necessary for society to function. You have to think about this, right? You take your money to that gas station and you pay that person from the gas station your money because you trust in him that you are going to get, a quality product. You didn't try that product out. You were trusting in him that you're going to get a quality product. He only takes your money because he trusts that the next guy he's going to turn that money over to and use your money for his own benefit is going to continue to take that money. You're right? That is your whole trust. Why in the hell are we sitting in this cabin chilling right now? Why are those two guys not going to come, my two neighbors across the street, come over and blow our freaking heads off and take all the food and take everything in here? Because we trust that. We
trust they're going to follow the laws.
Because we trust that they're going to follow the laws. They're good people. They're good citizens. They're going to do what's right.
And we're so relaxed because if something did happen, we have our phones. I trust them to be able to call in time and run and grab a weapon.
Trust, dude. Trust is so evident. I'm just going to read a bunch of points that I have written down about this. Trust is so key in all relationships, whether that's friends, family, or businesses. Literally, I believe the I've heard many rap songs. I believe Big Sean's said it before, and I believe I've heard 21 say it before. I would rather have you trust me than love me.
Mm-hmm.
Trust is, I think, hands down, bro, hands down, the number one key relationship in anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to, that's why I like you, right? Because we want to sit down, right? We've had plenty of nights in the cabin up here where we both have, done our things.
Mm-hmm.
And if I knew every single time you would go run around and tell everybody, oh, Marsh, this, and this, that our trust is gone.
Yeah.
We're out, dude. No way. Trust is literally...
It breaks all the vulnerability. Like,
boom.
Your defense.
Trusting necessarily involves opening ourselves up to being vulnerable and possibly tricked. I opened myself up. I was allowed myself to be vulnerable to you. I trust that you are not going to trick me and say, yeah, I love you, and I love you, and I will never tell anyone this. This is between you and me, and then you go off and run your mouth. You just tricked me. You literally just played me. Because as I was opened up, I was being vulnerable to you, and then you ended up playing me.
And we both trust that would not happen between us.
It has never happened.
Why do you think I can just break down and cry?
Yeah.
And like right next to you and talk to you about what I'm crying about? Like, it's just because of that trust.
Mm-hmm. And then two. Maybe there's more. Oh yeah, so here, let's type this. Yeah, so we're social creatures, and we need trust in others to be able to even walk down the street, to drive a car while feeling safe and secure. You can walk down the streets because you don't think some guy's gonna come out with a gun and shoot you in the head.
Mm-hmm.
You can take that car and drive down the interstate at 90 miles per hour because you trust the guy behind you, side of you, in front of you is gonna do his part too by following the rules, being a safe driver, not staying off his phone, not being drunk and getting DUIs, stuff like that, right? You trust everyone else around you, and then society's gonna flow right. And then you can turn that into your life, man. Like, for real, that's a macro sense. That's how the universe works. But you can literally bring that into your household and be like,
into a micro too.
You bring that to the micro sense. You can take it off the macro sense of society and take it down to just your group, take it into a micro sense and be like, like, you and you, buddy A, buddy B, and buddy C, we're driving on the interstate together, and you're in front of me, and you're both on the side of me, man. Like, I gotta trust that you guys are gonna stay in your lane and not have a DUI, and you guys would be staying safe, stay off your phones.
You're not gonna crush into my car.
Exactly. I need to trust you on that. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
Like the people that like you go outside and walk down the street, and you just trust you're not gonna get shot. Someone's not gonna come blow your head off. They're not. You trust that because they also trust the fact that if they do, their life's over.
They're going to be done. Yes.
They trust that because they know how the society is built.
Because society puts the trust that, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're not just going to tomorrow serial killers are fine. Everyone can just kill everyone. We trust that that's not going to happen tomorrow.
Yep.
But I want to go back to the highway one. That is where the expectation line lies, in my opinion. You can trust that buddy A, buddy B, and buddy C are going to drive their cars right on that interstate. You're all going to be fine and dandy. But you have to be that defensive driver.
Yeah, you have to have something in the back of your mind that knows you got your own back. If that trust gets blown.
If that guy tries to veer over on that lane, you slam on the brakes and you get whatever you got to do to maneuver, man. You need to have... God dang it, I like these analogies, man. This is good stuff. This is easy to pick up. Yeah. So if partner C to the right of you decides to swerve into your lane, you better slam on those brakes, man, because you are alert. You're a defensive person. You have your own back at the end of the day. You have you believe and you trust that they're going to drive fine, but at the end of the day, you have no expectations because you don't know who they are, man. You don't know who they are. They may be texters and drivers all day and have no concern for everyone else but themselves. There's a text and drive all day, drive drunk.
And people do that, honestly. Like, I had to be an offensive driver couple months ago. I was following my dad somewhere. He's like, yep, follow me over to this place. We were just running some errands and everything, getting the title on my car, switched around and stuff. And I'm following him. And he said when we got there, whoa. He's like, dude, what kind of maneuvers were you pulling on the interstate behind me? And I was like, I did what I had to do. And he's like, yeah, you almost died. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, you were doing good. Because I know people that would have not known what to do right there. And I was like, I was just instinct. I saw I was in some dangerous situations and I still followed you, but I just relied on instinct because I had to literally, someone in front of me slam their brakes. I had to slam on mine. Boom, I'm back this far. This guy comes rushing up. He's trying to literally merge over. He's trying to merge over as I need to merge over right here to get off onto this exit that my dad just took. My dad just took this exit, 4 cars up. I'm going 70. And this guy slams on his brakes. I slam mine. This guy's merging over. I had to literally slow down even more. Look over my shoulder to the left. I had to go left so that he could merge into the lane, hit my brakes more, go behind him, merge back over behind him then, and then I had to gun it in a gap to make it in the exit. And he's like, you were NASCAR. I was like, yeah, because I could not trust anyone around me.
I had my own back.
I had my own back because no one around me was driving how they should have been.
All the world is made of faith, trust, and pixie dust. That's another quote I have written down.
Faith, trust, and pixie dust.
Yes, because without the trust of society's functions, our constitution, rules, laws, and regulations, right? It's just a bunch of pixie dust. You can just do whatever you want to do. If none of this stuff was in line, we didn't have a functioning society, right, with rules, laws, and regulations. It's just a bunch of whatever you want it to do. It's whatever you make it to be then.
And that's a problem.
Oh, that's horrible. It's dangerous. No one wants to live like that. There are places that live like that, and they're right. We try to go in that to help them out because that's a very dangerous society to be living in.
And then they want to kill us.
Yes, they do. That's because we're good people and they're not. Another quote I have is, keep going. Your hardest times often lead to the greatest moments of your life. Keep pushing. Tough situations build strong people in the end. That doesn't really have a lot to do with trust, but it does. Keep going because you have the belief, right, that tough situations build strong people in the end. You trust and believe that that's how it's going to be. I will come. Whatever doesn't kill me makes me stronger. This sucks. I hate this. I'm going to delay my gratification because I believe when I'm done with this process, I will be a much stronger and better person and better human being because of it.
Mm-hmm. And, dude, like, I need to remind myself something that I thought about a few months ago. Like, there's a quote that was like, I will make you happy. It said, I'm going to make you happy, but first I'm going to make you strong, said life. And like,
I've seen that.
Something where I was like, yes, like that's nice because like, I feel like I've been happy my whole life, but at the same time I'm like, oh, like I put myself in these happy, like risky situations because like the risky, like thrilling stuff like made me happy and I loved it. And I was just like party man, have fun guy, whatever. But like all that stuff, in my opinion, like made me stronger in certain ways, made me find myself, so to speak. But then now I'm like starting to get face to face with like the hardships of life, like how hard life actually is. If you haven't done crap for yourself, if you haven't built the habits that you have, like if you haven't built them and then yet still are optimistic enough to like get right back up and keep going. Like now I've found myself, I know who I am, I know what I need to do, and I'm just faced with like, damn, but now you got to put in the work, man. And it's like the hard isn't over. I'm not happy yet. Like I got to be as happy as I can be to like get to where I want to go. Cause like if you're just sad down in the dumps, like depressed, angry guy, as hard as you could be the hardest worker, but if you're depressed and angry and sad all the time, you're not going to be successful no matter how hard you work. I guarantee you if you have a crappy mindset and crappy output energy into the world to other people around you, you're not going nowhere.
And it depends on what you mean. There's a lot of different factors within success, but I agree with you. You will not be completely successful. You may be the hardest working. You may get those $1 million. You may have the nicest car, but your relationship with your friends and family, shit. And I know how many people. One of my favorite podcasts I listen to is How I Built That, and it's just a bunch of CEOs and founders of companies. They talk about how they built it, and I cannot tell you how many times major companies. That's what those guys were. They were 16 to 18 hour a week. 16 to 18 hour day workers, drinking, coke, doing all the different shit, not happy at all. They were angry, but they could work. It's the only thing they could do. Everything else in life sucked. And they would say, it wasn't until I got sober or got away from that I believe I'm the most successful person I've ever been now. And now I have an amazing wife, amazing kids, and they're really, really happy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I agree with that. So this is the last thing I have written down here. And this is good. This is going to set up a good question for us to finish off. And this kind of ties in with my expectations, a little bit. There seems to be a personal or emotional aspect to trust. If we rely on others, but do not ever feel betrayed when they let us down, then have we trusted them? Oh, okay. I'm gonna reread it. Sorry, folks. There seems to be a personal or emotional aspect to trust. If we rely on others but do not ever feel betrayed when they let us down, then we haven't trusted them in the first place. That threw me through. I found that on some psychologist thing. That threw me through a loop. So that's it right there. That's I don't know about that.
So no, I think that's real, but like
that Lily would.
That makes it harder to trust. That makes it harder.
I don't know because dude, all I'm saying is, Well, that's not true though, because I have been let down many times. I would have been let down today if you didn't come over, right? Because we set up something, we knew we were gonna hang out, and I trusted, and I honestly had the expectation that you were gonna come over, and here we are. And I would have been let down. I would have. No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't. I would have been like, dang, that sucks, but we'll hang out before he leaves for sure. Because I already made other plans. I was like,
I would have been let down.
I was like, oh, if he, because you just weren't responding. I don't know what you were doing. I'm like, if he doesn't respond or doesn't want to hang out, I'll go to the gym and I'll come back here and I'll do my homework. I'll bust out a monologue podcast and I'll have some popcorn and I'll watch a good show and I'll go to bed. I was really excited for that too. I'm trying to set up. I'm trying to do that now. When I set up something for somebody, especially with somebody when it's one-on-one. So if they say no, like, hey, I can't hang out, then my whole plans are ruined. Now, if it's a whole group, right, and one person says I can't hang out, okay, cool, we got the whole group to hang out anyway. But if it's mono or even two people, like
you try to have some other plan.
I try to have a different plan, not a whole different plan with somebody else, but a plan of my own that I can look forward to too.
So that you don't need to be let down.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, even if you trust me, you're like, hey,
and love hanging out with you. You go, hey man, it may not be as fun, but you go, hey man, I'm not gonna hang out tonight. I go, oh,
so maybe it's something to where like
I got popcorn and a movie waiting for me.
Maybe it's something to where like you spread your trust too much or you put too much trust out in the past, and then you learn from.
Oh, that's what happened to me.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, God, yeah. My mom.
You learn. You're like, hey, I don't like the feeling of being let down. So now, guess what? I'm gonna trust myself that I'm gonna have whatever.
My
that
mom
I need
despises
to be
two people that we graduated high school with, because my mom's like, you would come home, especially when I moved my senior year, when I moved 30 miles away from our hometown. I mean, you did too in 8th grade, so you know too. But no one's gonna come visit you, man. Unless you got drugs or a party, man. No one's gonna come visit you 30 miles away, man. I had 4 people show up to my graduation party. Like, nobody's coming to hang out with you. And I remember just 2 people just let me down over and over again. My mom does not like them anymore.
I had like a hope when I moved up to Michigan, like a hope of like, oh yeah, I can't wait for like my buddies to come visit and stuff. After 2 months, I'm like, nah. I'm like, if any of them come, that'd be sick. Like, that'd be awesome.
I'm like, dude, should I just drive up there? I'm like, the Elantra? I'm like, he already has snow. I'm like, the Elantra in the Michigan mountains, in Michigan hills, is not gonna work out.
You'd be fine, actually.
In the Elantra?
You'd be fine. I know you'd be fine. But at the same time, it's like, I don't expect any of my friends, as close as we are, to make a 7-hour drive one way.
No.
And it's like, awesome. I'd love if they did.
It'd be dope.
But like, I don't hold it against them if they don't. You know what I mean? And it's like, honestly, am I just like there's so many reasons why I don't just come down and visit more too. It's like everybody's living their lives. Like, everyone's got their own thing going. They got their jobs. They got all this stuff. So
yeah, that's one of the scary things of being an adult, is that everyone else has their own life. When you were so young in high school, your friends are your entire life,
and they're all your lives mesh.
And yeah,
like, you're all living like the same life, basically.
You guys live together. You guys all have one life, and it's really scary. But it's really amazing though too. Love that, because like, you know what I'm saying. And like, I have become less of a maintenance friend when I understood that. I go, oh, Reed has his own life. Blank has his own life. Blank has his own life. So wait, you mean I can go out and go to work, whatever, and then just text these guys once a week just to make sure they're doing okay, and then whenever they come into town or we decide to hang out, we hang out? Awesome. That works for me. I don't need to be talking to them every single day in order to maintain a relationship. Hey, I'm an introvert. That works for me. Sounds good to me. Trust, belief, and a little bit of faith. That's what we did here today.
It's good stuff. It's required
for a functioning society and a relationship.
I think it's required for success. You gotta believe it. You gotta believe you're gonna be successful to be successful, but you can't just only rely on that. You can't just hope. Yeah.
You have to put your actions behind what you want. And last but not least, do not be afraid. Our fate cannot be taken from us. It is a gift. Your fate is a gift, and what this universe and life holds for you tomorrow or even in the next hour, nobody knows, and you don't know either. But what you can do is you can trust and believe, do your part, do what you can do, play your role, fill your obligations, set expectations for yourself, and fill those expectations by what? Being the best member of society and community, and a friend and family member and whatever else you can be. And 2, working hard, maxing your limits, beating your limits, pushing your limits every single day, and making yourself better. Set expectations for yourself, but don't set expectations for others. And just like that, we have episode 21 done on trust. I want to thank you guys so much again for tuning into this on this Thanksgiving Day. Happy Turkey Day. Yeah. I love Turkey Day, eating some food, watching some football, chilling with family, and having a good time, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I can taste it as if I hadn't even had it yet.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
It's not like this is Tuesday the 26th
no.
and we're filming this early. No.
We would never get ahead on the podcast.
You guys didn't know that? We film these at 4 a.m. on Thursday mornings and release them at 4:30 a.m.
Yeah.
There goes that thing again. We'll fix that before we do anything more. All right. Anyway, this episode on trust, thank you guys so much for tuning into this one. And again, if you guys enjoy this and you really enjoy it, hey, help me out. Leave me a 5-star review on any of the podcasting platforms that you watch us on. And if you are one of those beautiful beasts behind the camera, behind that screen, watching us on YouTube, and you enjoy this Fox 9 News at Night scene, make sure to give me a like and subscribe for future content. That makes me know that people are continuing to want this. And yeah, keep your eyes out for more Happy Campers coming up, next week and whatnot. And, keep yourselves up for more productions and episodes and entertainment by AudioSmilez Productions. Marshal Kramer. You didn't know that, did you? No. He's learned something new. Again, thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy it with your family. Eat some good food. Have a good time. Relax. Chill. And remember, trust and belief allows you to turn the next page. Go turn your next page today, guys. And like always, guys, take care, my friends.